Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It is so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So the time has come to say goodbye to this segment on the channel. Now, I know a lot of you have really enjoyed it and a lot of you will be sad to see it go. But from your feedback, you would indeed like a segment similar to this later in the year. So I will put it on the back burner for now, but maybe, just maybe, something similar will come back at some point in the future. This is the final episode of Max's Gut Choice. Now, if you are new here, you may not be familiar, and I'm sorry that you joined right on the last episode, but it is okay, guys. You can go back and watch the complete playlist that I have handily listed in my description box. Now, for the final time, let me explain who or what or even why this came about. So, Max's Gut Choice. Back last year, Mike bought me this bag. It's now empty, but inside it were tiny little bonbons of yarn, and I didn't think this through because I can't show you the little bonbons. I'll show you when they come out of Gutt. They were about yay big. They had about 22 yards or so on them. They are a DK lightweight 3. They are made in China. They are not the best quality of yarn. Therefore, I knew I didn't want to use them in a blanket or a wearable that would be snuggling up against my skin, but I still wanted to use them and be grateful that they had been gifted to me. I also have some wonderful friends here on the YouTube streets that sometimes incorporate their family into having a say in the projects that they make, and I wanted to do the same thing. Now, Max is my youngest son. He is 12, going to be 13 later this year, and he was more than happy to help me with this segment. So, without me knowing, Max would dive into that bag of bonbons and he was allowed to pick either 1, 2, or 3 of them. And the colours were completely his choice and his choice alone. He would select them without me seeing and he would put them into Gutt. Now, Gutt, this is Gutt. He is my black metal bin. Now, the story of Gutt is when I was a child, we had a silver metal bin in our family home, and its guts were stuffed with our hats, gloves, and scarves for the winter. Hence Gutt. We affectionately and sentimentally called him Gutt, and we had him for absolutely donkey's years. Now, one Christmas, my mum gifted me my very own Gutt, and I knew that I'd want him to feature on my channel somehow, and he may come back again, you never know. So Max would pick his bonbons, he'd put them in Gutt, and then I come on here every week. I show you the selection that Max made, and I made squares. Now, the reason why this came about on a Thursday is because also last year a 2-year-long segment on my channel finished. That was, of course, Tile of the Week Thursday, and I needed something to show you and to fill in that gap in my scheduling. Now, what I came up with is, and I used US terminology, guys, I did 4 rounds of the traditional granny square using the double crochet clusters. I then did a 5th round of half double crochet clusters, and I was doing a final single crochet round as well. Now, the way I do my granny squares is I do not chain between clusters and I do turn after every round. In the corners, I either do cluster, chain 2, cluster, or in the single crochet round, I do single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Now, very quickly, I was playing Yarn Chicken almost every episode I was filming, and it became tiresome. So I decided to take the single crochet row out using the bonbon colour. I went digging in my stash and I came across this lusciousness. Oh yes, that was gifted to me in Happy Mail, and because I made such a big deal of the fact of how much I love it, 2 more of you lovelies that watch me gifted me with even more of this beauty-muss yarn. This is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn print. It is in the colorway Candy Stick Stash. There are 5 ounces, 142 grams, 252 yards, or 230 meters. Recommends a 5mm knitting needle and a 5.5mm hook. They are 100% acrylic, as are the bonbons. But this one is a medium full weight. You can wash up to 40 degrees Celsius. You can tumble, but do not iron, do not bleach. And if you dry clean, please use A. And yes, I decided to put a row of this on every single square, and I did join a load of them together using this as well, and I covered a Hessian bag with those squares. I did say that I would bring the bag to show for one final time, but I forgot, and I don't want to go and get it. So I'm really sorry, but it has featured in previous videos, and I will be covering those bags at some point. So when I do, I will link back to this segment and let you know that that is what was done. I did, however, only put this on off camera. I only did the bonbon stitching on camera. So I will make these squares with you, as I have every other episode. But last week I did put the edging on the squares that Max chose. There was this darker brown and there was this lighter brown as well. So I did do my homework. I did border my squares. And I am using my 5.5mm dots to do these as well. So guys, I suppose for the very last time, we should see what Max has put into Gutt. Of course, it was whatever was left, he informs me. So I take the lid off. I do not look. The reason why I reveal this on camera is I like to be shown at the same time as you. So for the last time, what was Max's Gutt choice? 3, 2, 1, 2. And they are 2 shades of purple to finish off with. So let me put the lid back on Gutt. We have a darker purple, so this is what the bonbons look like, and we have a lighter purple as well. So pause, go grab a drink, a snack, a project, whatever you want to do with me in this chatting, crocheting time, because this is the last time for this segment. So yes, I will sit and craft and chat my last Max's Gutt squares with you today, guys. Right, I am going to pull the camera down once I have completed this first cluster. Right, ready? Moving the camera, 3, 2, 1. There we go. So let's get on with the last 2 squares. But it won't be the real end, will it, guys? Because I'll still have a huge bag full of these squares to finish turning into things. So there we go. So how are you all? Those of you that have been joining along with me, I hope you're not too sad. It did have to come to an end at some point. But those that did join in, I hope you have enjoyed it and had as much fun as I have. It was just something a little bit different. People, it wasn't supposed to be a make along or a crochet along. Again, it just organically turned into one with a couple of you. And I hope that when you have completed your last 2 squares, you get the project you want to make with those squares completed. And I hope that it is loved and enjoyed for many years to come. Special mention to Missy from Missy's Yarniverse and More. She has been doing this every week with me without fail, pretty much. And she has tried to match the colours as closely as she can to what Max has picked. She has decided to join all of her squares together in a blanket because she's using nicer yarn than me. And that blanket will eventually be given to somebody who is in hospice. So for the last days that they are here on this earth, they are wrapped in warmth and love and comfort. And she said that she has written a card with the story of Max's Gutt choice and how the blanket came about, so that the recipient knows where it came from, and that a 12-year-old boy all the way over in the UK was the person who made it happen. And to think of somebody who could be probably laying in a bed, counting down their last moments on this earth of ours, but being wrapped in the beautiful stitch work that Missy has created, put together, and worked so hard on, but also knowing that the love and the idea and, you know, the whole story behind it came from a crazy girl in the UK and a cute as a button sweetheart of a 12-year-old from the UK. Just makes me so emotional that Max and Missy, and I suppose in some sort of level me, we all came together to make somebody's last moments as warm and comfortable and comforting as we possibly can. And I am getting teary because I would like to think that all of us in our last days are treated that way, that we are warm, that we are comfortable, that we are comforted, and just loved absolutely and completely right until our last breath. Because life is so precious and it is so short, and our last days are just as important, if not more important, than all the days that came before that. And it should be in the most respected and loved of ways, and Missy is facilitating that. And Missy, you are a beautiful human to do that for somebody, and it won't just be that somebody. You are constantly making donations for hospice. It is a passion of yours. You are an inspiration. You are a beautiful human, and thank you so much for using your skill and talent with fibre to bring those beautiful last moments to those people. And it will be people that Missy never meets, never knows, but she did touch their lives, even if it was right at the very end. And through her, Max and I will as well, for one person. And that is such an incredible honour and an emotional thing to wrap your head around. So Missy, thank you. Thank you for passing on the story of Max's gut choice with that blanket as well. You didn't need to. And I can't wait to see it all sewn together and in its absolute beautiful glory. It's probably one of the most meaningful things that somebody else has created with one of my ideas, and I absolutely love you for it. I love you anyway, but I love you even harder for that. So thank you, Missy. And I think it does need to be acknowledged, and it does need to be recognised, because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Oh my goodness, I didn't mean to get so emotional, but it is, because that is somebody's loved one. That is somebody's most precious human. And they deserve love, respect, and dignity right until the end. So, yeah, thank you, Missy. Right, I'm going to try and pull myself together. Oh, good gravy. My eyes are leaking. Oh. So, there we go. If you don't know Missy, I will link her channel in the description box. Please go and check her out. She's fabulous. She really, really is. She has a heart of pure gold. And she's an incredible lady for many, many reasons. And she's a really super friend. So yeah, go check Missy out. Okay, so back to reality. Melmo is crying and scratching at the door. So I am going to have to pause and go and let him in, or see if he wants to go out. Bear with. Hey, so what was a second for you was a few minutes longer for me. I let Melmo in, and then I had to talk to my mum on the phone for a couple of minutes, um, being very cryptic. She was like, if you have any yarn you're not going to use, can I have it, please? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, I think I've got one or two skeins lying around. I'm like, what's it for? How much? What colour? She was like, just some yarn. And I'm like, okay, but what are you going to be doing with it? And she was like, I haven't knitted a pattern since you were a baby, and it's something else to do with my hands to keep me busy that isn't eating. Because she is semi-retired now, bless her heart. So I will go stash diving after I have finished filming this video for her, and give her a few of my treasures for her to maybe get back into knitting. Wonders will never cease with that woman, I tell you. I tell you. Never ever fails to keep surprising me. Just when I think she can't surprise me anymore, boom, there she is again. So stay tuned. Maybe she will knit stuff, and maybe she'll let me show it to you on here. That might be a good idea. She may attempt it and go, yeah, nah, there's a reason why I haven't done it in years. Who knows? But I will keep you updated. So, yeah, that was rather strange. Disruption. I didn't know what my brain was trying to say there. So, anywho, how are you all? I haven't really even begun asking you that, and I am already finishing up row 4 of the first square. I do apologise. I hope your week has treated you well. I hope January has treated you well, because indeed January is pretty much done as well. What? A month has already gone pretty much of the new year. What? The world needs to slow down. It's racing by quicker and quicker as every year passes, and I'm not sure I'm entirely comfortable with that. So, what have you guys been up to? Anything interesting you can tell me about? What projects have you got on your hooks or your needles or whatever? What? Just let me know. What are you doing while watching me? Are you crafting alongside me? Are you doing chores and housework? Am I in your handbag or your pocket while you're out and about? Are you just listening to me while you're in the shower? What are you doing? As ever, Manfa will forever be nosy. That will never change. Only tell me if you feel comfortable, of course. But yeah, I always want to know. And even though I've just said that I've finished row or round 4, I'm still doing double crochets when now I'm supposed to be doing half double on the 5th row. Goodness gracious, Manfa. Get a grip. So let's restart this round again. There we go. That's better. Half doubles, half doubles, half doubles. Okay. So I suppose we'll do what I have done every week while doing these squares, is fill you in on my past week. When I last saw you for the last, the previous episode of this, I was still suffering horribly with a cold. I did, in fact, have to take Monday and Tuesday off work, kind of. And what I mean by that is I didn't physically go into work because I felt absolutely rotten, guys. But I did work from home. All I wanted to do was sit on the sofa and crochet the day away, but I worked from home so that I didn't miss out on pay for those days. Which is fine. And actually, I quite enjoy. Mama, what are you doing? Leave my yarn alone. It's not yours. He's never done that. He's acting really strange today, guys. I'm sorry. Where was I? oh, I quite like working from home, and it is going to be an option for me a bit more in my new role when I start that. Um, which is super cool and exciting. Can you see him? What? What? Let me pull the camera down a little bit more so you can see him. There he is. Here's your Melmos. Here's your Melmos. What do you want? What do you want? I'm busy, bud. I'm making a video. Right, settle down. Let me get back to what I was doing. Anyway, not the most flattering angle of me either. Yeah, so I will be able to do it more often should I choose to in my new role when that starts. So yes, Monday and Tuesday feeling absolutely rotten, not well enough to go in, but I did work from home. And then Wednesday I had to go for a day's training. Now where the training was, Melmo, I need my arm to crochet, buddy. Where I needed to go for the day's training was about 2.5, 3 hours away. When I left in the morning, it was so super foggy, guys. I could barely see a hand in front of my face, honestly. I had to go really slow and steady. A couple of hairy moments along the way. Yeah, really wasn't, the best drive that I've had. Thankfully, about an hour into my journey, it did clear. So the second half of my journey went better and smoother. I was on time. In fact, I was a little bit early. If you know me, guys, I run late for absolutely everything. I am a really bad timekeeper. It is one of my biggest failings. It annoys my family to absolutely no end. Um, yeah, it's a real problem. Um, oh my goodness, I'm playing yarn chicken with this one. Ah, bear with, guys, bear with. Whew, look, that is all I had left. That was yarn chicken. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so there we go. There is the light purple one. I will put the candy stick stash on off camera. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, me always being late really drives my family insane. But I was actually, ahead of schedule. I was going to be there nice and early. And then I was like 7 minutes away from where the training was being held, turned into a little country lane. And I'm like, no. Let me just put the crochet down and find my phone and I will show you the pictures. What I am about to show you is not a river or body of water. This is the road that I needed to drive down. Yeah, Manfa's not driving through that. So I had to do what seemed like a 1,000,000,000 turn in the lane to turn around and go back how I came into the lane, find the main road again, go down the main road a bit further and turn off to the right again to see if that lane would get me to where I needed to go training. And the second lane was exactly the same. No, people, Manfa is not driving through that. By this point, I'm really panicking because now I am going to be late. So again, I did what felt like a 1,000,000,000 turn in the tiny country lane, managed to get back onto the main road again. managed to find another turning to the right, but realised it had taken me 2 miles out of my way, and then headed back to where the training was being held. The training was actually being held in another of the schools that are part of the company that I work for. Got there, parked, flustered, all stressed because now I was running late. Didn't make a very good impression. Hadn't really met anyone in the room properly before. Yeah, it was Manfa's worst nightmare, basically, guys. Anyway, went the wrong way into the wrong building, realised it was wrong, came back on myself, found a different entrance, realised that that was the correct way, made it to the training. And thankfully, there were a couple of other people that we were waiting for as well. I later found out that actually I needed to be there for 12:30, not 12, like I was originally told. Oh, and before all of this, my line manager was supposed to be coming on this day of training with me as well. And 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday night, he's like, I've been told I can't be spared. I can't go with you. Now, he was going to drive us both. I was just going to be passenger princess for the journey. But no, I had to go on my own. So again, on top of that, I'm going somewhere I've never been, to a building I've never been to, with a room full of people I don't know. My anxiety and stress was through the roof. Anywho, I got through it, guys. It turned out to be an all right training session. I was there for about 3 hours. And then, of course, I had to do the 2.5 hour drive home. Now, the drive home, I again trusted Google Maps on my phone. And there was a what we call a 4x4 in front of us, like a Land Rover or a Range Rover or something. That type of vehicle can basically drive through any terrain. They're absolutely fine. Before I realised it, they had driven through one of those lanes that were flooded that I avoided going in, but they had driven through it going out. And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it. My car is a lot lower to the ground. I didn't want to flood my engine. I didn't want to get stuck in the middle of it. All of these horrible scenarios are playing out in my head. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. But I then look in my rearview mirror and there is another 4x4 behind me, which meant that I couldn't do a billion point turn and go back the way I came and avoid it. I had no choice, guys, but to drive through it, and it was scary. But I made it through. I hated every minute. I was literally like, please just get through, please just get through, please don't ruin my car, don't break my car, don't make me stranded in the middle of it. But thankfully, I got through to the other side, managed to make it home at a reasonable time, much earlier than I thought I would be getting back, so that was a bonus. I felt really good that I had pushed myself so far out of my comfort zone all day, but I managed to achieve it and get it done. And because I had been running on high adrenaline and stress all day long, I had a thumping headache on top of still not being 100% well. And I was absolutely drained and exhausted. But I did it, guys. I did it. And I'm so proud of myself. Then on Thursday, I did go back into work again, still not feeling 100%. I'm still not feeling 100% now, and I'm filming this on Saturday, the 25th of January. I'm much better than I was. The cold symptoms have all but gone, apart from the occasional sniffle and the occasional cough and sneeze. Excuse me. I'm just wiped and tired and just a little bit run down and off colour and under the weather and all the other things that you say. I'm just a bit meh. But like I said, I am much, much better than I was. So I did go into work on Thursday. It was nice to see my colleagues. Three of them just gave me the biggest of bear hugs, saying that they had missed me and it was great to see me and they're glad that I'm back, which was so lovely. Um, yeah, so Thursday was okay. And then, of course, Friday I went into work again. Friday was a bit of a day. I'm not going into details, and it's nothing like major or dramatic or even a big deal. It was just one of those days where everything just kind of didn't go right, and it was just a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. So I was glad when the end of the day came on Friday. This will give you a giggle. You might even be a little bit grossed out, but you know. So I had got to the end of the day and I was like, oh, thank goodness that's over. Yay for the weekend. um, feeling just a little bit ratty and a little bit about how the day had gone. Came home, was in the bathroom, realised that my hair was a knotty, ratty mess. So I decided to, rebrush my hair into a neater ponytail, and tighten up my hairband, etc. And yeah, I'm brushing my hair into a ponytail, and my brush flicked my glasses off of my face. Where did they land? Straight into the toilet bowl, and the toilet bowl was not empty. Now, it was just number ones, it was just wee wees, but ew, I had to fish them out of that, and then hot water, bleach, disinfectant, the whole lot to clean them off before I put them back on my mush. Oh, it was gross. I'm just like, do you know what? That is just the cherry on top of the cake of how rubbish Friday was. So I'm like, do you know what? I'm gonna cook dinner, and then I'm gonna have my shower, get in my jammies, and just refuse to do anything else for the rest of the day. And that's exactly what I did. So that was Manfa's week. It was a little bit of a roller coaster, crazy. It was just a bit of a crap week. Who am I trying to kid? But you know what? Hopefully, because you're seeing this on Thursday, hopefully this week has been better, even though for me right now filming it hasn't happened yet. So today, Saturday, I had a cup of tea and did a bit of crochet in bed this morning, had a bit more of a slower start, which was nice. I then got up. I've been filming this week's content for you all of today, and then when I finish filming content, I am going to I am going to go through my wardrobe, because if you remember last weekend, Mike and I had a date day going clothes shopping. So I need to get the new clothes in the wardrobe and the old, tired, stained, no longer wanted clothes out of the wardrobe. Um, yeah, it's going to be a big job, but it needs doing, and I'll feel so much better when I've done it. Now, obviously, clothes that are still in pretty good condition, I will, of course, bag up and donate those. But the clothes that really are way past their sell by date, past their best, they will just obviously be disposed of. Um, so yeah, out with the old, in with the new, and hopefully a nice, neat, organised wardrobe at the end of it. Um, so yeah, that is the plan for Saturday late afternoon, because already, guys, it's actually 20 to 5 in the evening when I'm filming this. So that will be a good couple hours this evening. Then by the time we've had dinner and stuff, I might get a couple of hours crochet time in, and then it will be bedtime again. And then tomorrow on Sunday, it is our Sunday to go round my parents for Sunday lunch. where I get to see my nephews and have good quality family time. I love those Sundays. So yeah, that will be that. And then it will be come home, shower, get everything ready for the new week ahead. Getting ready for the work week, getting the kids ready for the school week, and back to the grindstone we go again. But on Tuesday, hopefully, if it went to plan, I will have had someone come and spend the day with me to train me in my new role. So Tuesday, hopefully I'll be closer to knowing more about my new role and what I need to do. But slightly frustrating news is have I done it? I've done it again. I'm doing round 5 in doubles, not halves. Not I'm because I'm chatting and I'm not concentrating. Sorry guys. Just double check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. The lady that we offered the job, my job before I got the new job, she actually chose to stay where she was and decline her position that was offered at our school. So that role has had to go back out, re-advertised. So that position still hasn't been filled. So now the pressure is really on because it's gonna be on my shoulders to fulfill both roles for potentially the next couple of months, and I don't know how much strain and pressure that's going to put on me. So yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but it is what it is. Not It's like we were taking baby steps forward and now we've kind of leapt 20 miles backwards, but it's okay. I know it will get sorted eventually. I just have to be patient and, it'll all work out in the end. I just hope that I am able to manage both roles consecutively because it's a lot, I think. We'll see. Just have to do the best I can. It's all I can do, right? So yeah, that is you updated with the week that was, the weekend that is halfway through for me, that was last weekend for you watching this, and the major things that will be happening this week at work. So you are all caught up, guys. Yes, you are. Now, every so often, I am planning to sprinkle in a crochet and chat on the channel, just because I know a lot of you have said to me that you really like just sitting, crafting and chatting, that you're going to miss crafting along with me on this segment and hearing me chat. So, from time to time, I will sprinkle in a crochet and chat with you all. Obviously, the projects will vary because it's not for a particular segment. But yeah, I will do those every now and then for you because, got to give the crowd what they want, right? And you guys are all such awesome friends of mine. I am more than happy to do that for you. So yeah, from time to time, we'll still have crafty, chatty videos. Don't you worry. Yeah. Oh, and thank you also to the person that commented saying that Max is always so good at putting color combinations together and that he should get a job in that field. Or maybe we could use him for putting colors together for projects and stuff. So cute. That is such a huge compliment. Thank you so much. Really made me smile when I read that. So I do read all your comments. Even if I don't get to reply to you all, you will always get a thumbs up and a heart from me to let you know that I have read your comment to me. And with that, guys, that is also the darker purple one done. Look at that. And yet I didn't have to play Yarn Chicken. Look at the difference. I had that much left on this one and only that much left on that one. Absolute craziness. That is why I picked another yarn to border them with all those episodes ago. So that is it. That is the end of Max's gut choice. I am so glad that you have joined me on this little segment, on this little crafting adventure with me. Again, thank you to those of you that joined in. I really do appreciate you cheerleading and you supporting. Those of you that have just come and crafted along with me, but not doing the squares. Again, thank you for your company and your support. I really do appreciate it. Without you guys watching and cheerleading and supporting, it wouldn't be worth making the content that I do for you all. So, yeah, cheers, guys. And Missy, a big and a hug for what you're doing with your squares, like I said. And I think you could see it really does mean a lot to me. So amazing. Can't wait to see it all done and made. So yeah, that is that. Maybe there will be something similar to this in the future. Who knows? Only time will tell. But anyway, please enjoy the rest of your week and the weekend ahead. I will, of course, be back next week as usual. But until then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye, guys. Love you loads.